What is on top of the deck? What is on top of the deck? Oh, it's Lightning Helix! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Welcome to Hunt the Week.
Hello everyone and welcome into the show. Welcome on in each and every one of you grasshoppers, roly-polies, you worms. I know Cody was trying to be a worm for a while. Welcome in each and every one of you insects. That's right, today we're talking bugs. I welcome in all the bugs. I welcome you into the show. There's been so much bugging going on this week. It's got to be some kind of theme, right? This is Hunt the Week. It is a weekly Magic the Gathering podcast about the Sealed Arena Gauntlet League that we love and play in. This is week 1 of Lost Caverns of Ixalan. I am your host with the most, your Don John DeMarco, your Goku or Go Home. I am a 3-time top 8er, a 2-time league winner, and 1 time I had problems playing my games because I got bugged so much. That's right, it's the week of the bug. The bug is back and better than ever, but it's not stopping us from getting our games in and playing. It just takes a little bit of effort and persistence to get everything in right now. You got to try a little harder, but hey, that's what I'm here to do. I'm here for the league. I'm here to play, and I'm here to try my best. Let's see how I did and how everyone else is doing as we start digging.
Digging in the dirt, digging in the dirt, digging in the dirt, digging in the dirt. We're moving the earth, it's hard work, hard work, hard work. Digging in the dirt.
That is right. As I record, it is 3:28 on Thanksgiving Thursday, and this is your top 8 for Lost Caverns of Ixalan. Number 1, Caleb G. Why not? Congratulations, Caleb. 5-0. Jack H. Rakic 5-0. 2 5-0s on the week. Jordan M. J. Mtron currently 4-0, looking for that 5-0. Lot P. Lot 4-1. Benoit T. Benoit Travers 4-1. Dan A. The Beatdown Bringer 4-1. Adam S. Wisma 4-1. And Bob P. Hit 4-1. How did I do? Well, thank you. Thanks for asking, first of all. I went 2-3 this week. Played against some heavy hitters. Played against Caleb G. Why not? Who went 5-0. So, yeah. You're not going to win games when you're playing against people who go undefeated. But I am having a great time in this league. I am loving this league, actually. Went Path 1. I am an adventurer, I think is what that is. I love it. I'm playing Chaos. I re-rolled a pack. I opened up an LCI pack I wasn't happy with. Re-rolled it. Got a Midnight Hunt pack. That was fun. Then I traveled around. Went to Kamigawa. Got a Tamio Planeswalker. I love it. So, yeah. 2-3 record. Not an amazing record, but I'm having such a good time playing the games. I'm liking LCI as a format. But the thing is, I am loving the design of this league. And I think it's like perfect. I wish every league was this good and like designed this well. I know it's hard. I talked to my guest about it this week, but it's like I think this is pretty perfect, right? Like you have options to kind of suit your play style. If you like to play Chaos, pick the Chaos path. If you want to play Inset, pick the Inset path. It's really fun. I don't know. I'm just really into how this is going, and it's just right up my alley. So I'm really having a great time. I hope you are too. I hope you're enjoying it out there. There's been some pretty cool, fun stuff going on, and you get to make choices, right? When do you want to re-roll? Did you open your artifact? I did. Mine wasn't very good. But they're not all good. That's the point, right? Like, if everything was good, it wouldn't be super fun. But I'm really enjoying the Lost Caverns of Ixalan League and design. I'm excited to get in my games next week. I like what's going on, and I just hope I can keep up with everyone else's deck. This looks like it's going to be a fun one, and just try and hang in there, get your win, stay strong. It's only week 1. You can be 2-3 and still make the mega draft, right? Like it's going to happen. Somebody's going to do it. Why not me? Why not us? Why not now? And of course, the bug is back. We got to talk about the bug. I am keeping track of my bugged and non-bugged games. Because frankly, I was very heavily affected this first week, maybe more so than other people. So, I don't know. I feel like the bug went away like for 2 weeks right before this league started, like the week or two before it, it was kind of not around as much. And now I played 16. Well, I tried to play 16 games. 11 of those games were bugged, and 5 of them went through. So I'm currently 5-11 against the bug. Join me as I keep track of my bugged versus non-bugged games throughout this league, or until the bug gets fixed. But yeah, this seemed like a rough week for me. There were days where for hours I would try to play games and it was just bugged, and then 20 minutes later, works fine. Who knows? I'm trying different computers. I'm trying a Steam Deck. I'm trying my phone. Nothing works. But hey, if you're letting people use your account because of the bug and you're being a cool person, good on you. Maxime let me use their account at one time, and I've seen Rakic and some other people add them. Say that their account can be used for people that are having the bug. So we'll look at our community coming together, trying to find a solution. Because boy, is it frustrating. This is a very frustrating thing. Richard's been talking all about it. Kept Richard out of the league player of the year. And he is right, man. It really does destroy our matchmaking system. You see the Lords of Limited and Limited Resources thing got shut down because of the bug. Hopefully that means it gets fixed soon, because that means maybe more eyes are on it. But yeah, the bug is back, and the bug, man. But there's some good things going on there too. I got to talk to Ixalan Remastered League winner, and just one of the best players on the server, and one of the nicest guys. So let's go ahead and start the discovery.
How can we stand in the light of discovery and not act?
That's right. This week I sat down virtually with none other than Jordan MJM Tron. I say his name all the time, right? He's big bad, right? I had Maxime on a couple weeks ago, and I'm having Jordan on. And then, these two, they're heavy hitters. Jordan's a top, I don't know what, 50, 30 Magic Arena player, top 11-time top 8er since he came into the league, and I think he came in a year after me. I'm a 3-time top 8er. Jordan he plays amazing. He always top 8s. He's always in the Mega Draft. He's just so good, and he's so nice. Every time I'm playing against Jordan, he's the nicest guy. So listen to our interview as we talk Ixalan Remastered and Lost Caverns of Ixalan with Jordan right now. All right, everyone, join me as we discover this week with none other than your Ixalan Remastered League winner, Jordan, aka JM Tron. Welcome to the show, Jordan.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, always a pleasure. The rare Jordan appearance, but I love getting you on every time I do.
I gotta get after you for your announcement in the Discord. Only comes on when he wins.
Is that not true?
Rare appearance.
Well, I feel like I'm gonna peel back the curtain here a little bit. I feel like there's 3 players that I have an agreement with that they will only come on when they win. I thought you were one. I know Daniel G, Frisky Hobbit, said he'll only come on when he wins. Mm-hmm. And then Philip B, Plipster, who I've tried to get on the show multiple times, told me he'll only come on when he wins.
Only when he wins, yeah. No, I think that's a fine.
I'll get you on as much as you want.
It's more
all the time.
It's more you saying it's going to be a rare thing.
I'm saying this is rare, because it's been a while since you've been on, right? I think this is your second appearance.
Yeah.
And you haven't been on since your last league win.
It is true. It has been a while, and my lack of, everyone talks about in the top 8, and then I continually don't win it.
Well, it's luck, man. There's so much luck in that top 8. It's so. We'll just jump right into it, right? You played the Mega Draft. You had this bomb rare breaches. You play it in 5 of your 6 games. That's luck. That's luck.
Oh, absolutely. If you want my take on the Mega Draft, is that it's mostly about opening a bomb rare and drafting on rails, and that's that's the recipe for success. That's been the recipe for my 2 wins.
You say that, my first win, Hullbreaker Horror, was my bomb. Second win, my buddy Chris had Dream Trawler, and those are the 2 big bombs we opened, and those are the 2 that I won. So I'm not disagreeing with you at all.
Yeah. So obviously there's there have been some amazing wins by people who have not relied on that. But it definitely, the format rewards raw power just because it's often chaos.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it doesn't mean it's not fun still to participate in them.
let's talk about how you got there. So we played Ixalan remastered. Were you a fan of Ixalan before? You played it before?
Man, so Ixalan, I did play back then. I think I kind of was taking a break. Like I'm not sure if I played like Rivals.
Okay.
So I don't know if I was just sort of like checked out because Ixalan is kind of notoriously not a great format. But
Yep.
so like I knew the general sense of the format, but like I didn't come in with what I felt was like a huge like knowledge base of like these are the strategies. This is what it's gonna take.
We're playing pirates, we're playing merfolk, we're playing dinosaurs,
Right. Yeah. And really my pool kind of, lends itself to appearance by Rafine here momentarily, perhaps. But
you have a cat named Rafine?
Yes.
That's amazing. That's awesome. I love magic named things.
Named because Rafine contributed so greatly to one of my top eights that happened right as we were getting a cat.
Okay. Was that the brawl? Was that a brawl one?
That was no, it was the planar chaos league.
Chaos, but there was a brawl week.
There was a brawl chaos week. I came in with 0 losses to give to week 6, knowing that my pool was not good enough to get there, except if we rolled brawl, and we did.
That's so crazy. I remember that because your Rafine deck was nuts, and Rafine is just a not fun commander.
completely unfair.
Yeah. You were churning through like 6-7 cards at a time, just discarding everything. Oh,
yeah. But I'll tell you that I don't think we're going to get another cat, but I don't think I would name that cat Breaches.
It's got to be Ragavan, right? It's got to be.
Ragavan would be a better name. But
so how was your Ixalan pool? How you got there, short 3-week league, but what were you playing?
Yeah, for most of the league, I was playing some form of pirates actually. So throughout everything, always blue. That was where like most of the initial power was, and where I had just like a lot of the nuts and bolts of the deck, all the raid creatures, and sort of like moved around what I was like pairing it with, whether it was black or red, sometimes green if I wanted to go off of
nice.
pirates. But
what made you want to change around so much? Just opening stronger cards, or were you seeing things in like the meta? What made you want to change?
Yeah, the meta was part of it. That's probably the most interesting decision. It was sort of like early on having a lot of success, kind of like moving away from like pirates and more towards just like ramping into colossal dreadnoughts, because I had a couple of those.
It's still good. It's still good.
That got a little worse, but then I also got a pack kind of middle of the league that was like charging Monstrosaur, busted other great red card, and I was like, okay, well, now it feels like I have to. It was like Captain Lannery Storm, and so that kind of solidified me in sort of this Grixis Pirates, where I sort of ended up, and my Ascension pack was fantastic. Just multiple pirate rares.
Nice.
Yeah. So
I'm having flashbacks right now of you casting that flying siren and tapping down 2 of my blockers to kill me for lethal.
That card was nuts. And I opened a second one in the Ascension pack.
Did you? Oh.
Yeah.
And you had it in the mega draft. So you have this Pirates deck throughout Ixalan League, and you draft a pretty, great looking Pirates mega draft deck.
Yeah. Pack 1, pick 1 breaches. Never looked back. I mean, it was just yeah.
And that card really just like stole some games. I saw that you play Sawyer, and you guys were kind of at a standstill, and he was trying to claw back, and you just drew breaches and like had enough pirates to just start going off with it.
Yeah, and that happened like a bunch of times. Yeah, like against Miranda in round one, we had kind of two games where it was like, okay, yeah, like being on the play was definitely the reason. Like this is what happened. It was Pirate Deck versus Pirate Deck, and one of us was on the play.
Yeah.
And then to break serve, yeah, I sort of got in a situation where I dropped breaches and it wasn't removed. Huge blocker, 3/3 first strike, can't attack into it.
Yeah.
And next turn I can start, sending in the other pirates and like taking out blockers, making treasures, getting card advantage. It's fantastic card.
Yeah, it does so much, and it's so hard if you don't have removal for it as soon as it comes down. And yet you get the victory, you get the big win. Congratulations on another league win, Jordan. I gotta congratulate you.
Feels good. Not a one hit wonder.
No, no, you're a two-timer. Welcome to the two-timer club. I feel weird saying that to Jordan. Not on the same level. But really, I mean, you're a phenomenal player, man. Like you're always up there. You're always doing great. And I love to see that be rewarded with a win, because you want to be able to cash it in and say, hey, I can close out this thing and I can, get that win. And two times, I mean, that's you're a winner. What can you say? So Ixalan, over and done with. Congratulations, but it's in the past. I know
Except
except we went right back to Ixalan.
Yeah.
We're in caverns. One, how are you doing? And I want to know what path you chose and what made you choose that path.
Yeah, so I have not played a game yet. I've been having a bit too much fun just playing normal draft.
It's a good set.
Yeah, I enjoy it. So my pool is pretty good. I've got definitely some very strong cards. There's
Nice.
not a whole lot of cohesion right now, so we'll see how that pans out. But so I chose the Relic Hunters path, which is path 2.
Ooh.
And so this is definitely a change of what I would have chosen had, before the changes that they made
They nerfed
to the paths. They nerfed path 3 a little bit, and they improved the other paths.
Yep.
And so I decided that I mostly enjoy playing, within one set. Path 2 is where you get the most caverns packs.
Yep.
And my hope is that I'll never get to Lost 10, so I don't feel like I missed out on myriad pools.
Hey, if there's anyone that can hook and not get there, it's probably you.
Yeah.
Although I will say the Lost 10 on that one's pretty good too. There's a lot of good artifacts that you can hit on your 10th loss. A lot of good stuff in there.
I mean, I definitely pushed for and like wrote on the feedback that I would hope that they removed some of the duds, and they did that. And I think that should be, there's still plenty of things that aren't going to have too much of an impact, but there are really some exciting ones as well.
You got your Helm of the Host. You got your.
I'll just take a One Ring.
The One Ring. There's a lot of really fun ones.
Just tap that away and then craft with it to get rid of it when you.
Oh my gosh! You finally broke it. You finally did it, Jordan.
Finally figured out a way to make the One Ring good.
Oh, I'm looking forward to watch your games. And boy, I'm done for the week. You haven't started. That's good. That means I've avoided Jordan's games for 1 week. So I'm feeling all right about that.
Which path did you choose, by the way?
I chose the first path.
Okay.
And I feel the same way as you. I was gonna go path 3, and then they made it not ideal, because this league makes me so spiky. I don't even like to call myself a spike, but this league makes me spiky.
Yeah.
Like I want to do well. I want a top 8. I want to win. I want to play in a mega draft, if nothing else. And path 3 did seem like the strong path, like the spike path. Before the changes, like go all mom and copy your best mom card. Seems real good.
Right. Yeah. I still think that path is still very powerful. I still think Myriad Pools is the best of all the events. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what people go with outside of Mom, because I mean, there's tons of artifact sets, right? So you could go Bro, you could go Neo, you could go like all these different things that still synergize.
I feel like it's so easy to find synergy. I opened a Neo pack, and that thing's full of artifacts. Like it's not hard to find random art. In my mid pack, I'm making clues, and you know what? They're artifacts. It's all everything's great. But no, I picked Path One. One because I love chaos. I'm a chaos guy. I love chaos stuff. And if I like, if you don't give me an option to do chaos, I'm gonna like go all in on whatever the right choice is. So I wanted to do chaos. They fixed the creature land thing at the end, so now you get to pick your creature land. Which,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the creature lands. They're not amazing, but now I know I'm getting a playable card, so that's a
Yeah.
plus. And pack
And one
rerolls.
that doesn't like, whenever you're adding lands to your deck, it feels a little bit more special because you still are adding all your other cards as well. That
Yeah,
are not lands.
I get everything else. I get a special. Maybe I want some fixing. Maybe I just want a strong land. It's great. And
Do
pack
you have your
rerolls.
eye already on one? I guess you're maybe not quite sure on your final
I
colors, but
don't. Not yet. No. I want to see where I'm at there because I've been changing colors a couple times this first week already. So I'm waiting to see where I go because I re-rolled. I did the re-roll. I love the re-roll option. Opened a not very good pack with a Growing Rights of Itlamok as my rare. So I sent that thing back. I went to mid and opened the dragon egg that you can cast spells and put
oh,
counters on it,
nice.
which is it's fine. It's in my colors. It's I'm playing red blue splash question mark at the moment.
I think it seems like everyone is splashing since
It
they're
seems like a
just
three-color format, doesn't it? Like the fixing these lands. I've got four of the evolving wilds type lands where I can sack them for, go grab another land. I know they're giving us too many caves, and maybe that's not gonna work
I,
out.
I I think that contributes to the
Oh yeah,
multicolored. I assume eventually people will, because like this set has been very aggressive and like
yeah.
feels like once you're in sort of like a two color combination, you can probably really take advantage of other people who are splashing, but just no one's there yet. Like I just don't have playables to be two colors.
Yeah,
So
I had to start. I had to start three. I had no option. Although now I've opened a couple packs. I might be able to do it now. We got to take a look. We got to take it down into the shop and kind of tear this thing apart. The path one. So that's the thing is I don't think there's a right answer, and I'm seeing a lot of diversity on the paths, which is really cool. Don't No one's like saying, oh, path three was the best, path two was the best, but uh, I'm seeing a lot of different people doing a lot of different things, and that's what I love about the league. I love it when people are going off book and kind of doing their own thing.
yeah, shout out to the leadership committee for putting it out there, getting the feedback, and I think making good changes to make it balanced.
I think the problem is I think they may have done too well with the design on this league because I think I love it and I think it might be one of my favorite designs. But now I'm going to be expecting designs at this level all the time because this is like
This it is a lot.
this
Like
is a lot, but it's for me it's perfect. If you want to play chaos, you can play chaos. If you want to play inset, you can play inset. And like you're
yeah,
rewarded in your own way. Like it's really really cool how they did it and I'm really into it.
yeah. For their sanity, I fully support them going back and forth between very complex and
No,
more
you guys,
more
you guys
vanilla.
work for it. Okay, you make it good. Well, speaking of the league, they got so many questions for you, Jordan, and I'm so happy to get you on. And what is your rare appearance on the show? Um, and we're gonna figure out what they want to know about you. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
All right, our first question asker, Jack H. Rakic, who has been all over the server since he came in a few leagues ago. What an addition he's been. You're
I mean,
played
who I
against you.
faced.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and played against you in the last round of the mega draft. He'd like to know what is your favorite set/block to draft?
Yeah. So, gosh, I can't exactly remember how much I talked about my Magic history last time I was on, but I played way back when in like Mirrodin Kamigawa as like someone who didn't know anything that was going on, didn't know about draft, didn't know anything about that,
Yeah,
and then joined back in Kaladesh.
nice.
So definitely all of those blocks have some are like sentimental to me.
Mhm.
But my favorite set to draft is it was actually the first Double Masters set, which
Ooh.
is a premium set, and they're big artifact set, huge artifact set, all
Yeah.
all in on artifacts, and they did something where there were 2 rares in each pack, and you
Mhm.
got to take 2 cards with your first pick. And that like combination of like power and synergy and getting to like kind of send yourself down like those paths early on by taking like 2 like very synergistic or just very powerful cards was I just loved that set so much. And yeah, shout out to the 1 in a black 0-1 flyer that when you play an artifact, when it gets +2/+2, you could go nuts with a couple of those. And
I got
I
to
forget what it's
play
called, but
Double Masters draft about a month ago at SCG Dallas, and it was a blast. That was a really fun. And we did the same thing. We did the pick 2 rares, or pick 2 rares, pick the 2 best cards. Everyone was trying to figure out what the expensive cards are because there's tons of expensive cards in the set. It also is like full of value, but it was a really fun draft environment. Like the archetypes were laid out really well. It was really cool. Those all the master sets. Oh, those are so fun. They got to get those on
yeah,
Arena.
yeah, seeing the developers get to go like just a little bit more nuts with like their set design, and they're even like bringing in all these cards that are like reprints, but it's just like been paired with like more cards of this similar nature. Just get to go nuts.
Yeah, it's like you get to bring back all your old friends, and they get to meet your new buddies and see how they get along. Oh, Wesley C has what I think is a great question for you. Giga Voltaic, new player in the league. What is your favorite color pie break?
Yeah, so this one, I think I saw you post in the other server.
Oh, you saw our super secret server.
Stole my answer a little
Oh,
bit,
did
but
I?
I can't not say Mana Tithe.
Yeah, that's the
I
right answer.
mean,
I think so.
it's it's even no longer, I guess, a color pie break. Um, but I think white, yeah. So getting one of my when we talk about like favorite set to draft and all that, like I'm
Uh-huh.
thinking of actual sets, but really my favorite is Vintage Cube. And
Yes.
nowadays white is one of the best colors in Vintage Cube, but for a long time it was kind of seen as like really kind of mopey and like, oh, I just playing some creatures. But every so often you just got to monetize them as they tap out for their big, huge, expensive play. And there's it's just the joy of that moment of the shatter pause on MTGO as they're contemplating this stack of huge expensive thing and
And
single
then
white
my
instant.
favorite is you manitize them, and then they play the land they had in their hand.
Yes.
Oh, I've been there. Yeah, Manatide, it's just, no one plays around it. No one plays around the white counter spell. It's such a fun card.
Yeah.
Adam S. Wisma would like to know your top 8 rate since joining the league has been unreal. Are there any particular skill or skills that you attribute your edge and consistency, i.e., deck building, mulligan, sideboarding, a particular strategy?
I think the easy answer is just reps. Like that's
Yeah.
my superpower, probably. Um, playing a lot, which is not always available to everyone, but certainly just experience is like a huge factor. I think in Magic, it's just complicated enough that getting to see all the different situations and like when you've like been there before, it's a bit easier to like recognize like the right play or recognize something that would be a mistake. Yeah, so I think getting a lot of experience has just contributed to me being fairly like well-rounded, I would say. I really couldn't tell you what like my like superpower among the different things that he listed was.
It's a combination of all of them mixed together,
but
right?
but I think I'm very good. I'm just very good at all of them, and
Yeah,
not to be too. Yeah.
No, hey, I don't think anyone's going to disagree with you. And he'd like to know, out of all the mega drafts, do you have a particular favorite mega draft or mega draft match in all your mega drafts? 11-time mega drafter?
I'll go with most memorable, which was I was on the losing end of this one,
Oh no.
but I was already eliminated
Okay.
from winning, but I was playing in a, this is like for the third place match or something
Okay.
against my good friend Sawyer, and in like both the games that he won, I just was like, wow, I'm just so far ahead. I can just sort of like, make sure not to like overextend, not to like make any mistakes, and I'll just grind him out.
Yeah.
And both games he drops Garuda, not companions, drops Garuda and flips over the 1/8 drop in his deck that like sets your life total to half your starting life. And so like one game, like he jumped up from like 3 life to 10 and 1 life. And the other game, I jumped down from 20 to 10. And it's just this huge swing that like if it hits any other creature, like maybe I have a bit more of a shot. But
Yeah.
yeah. So that was the most memorable, mostly because of how salty I was afterwards, but it was okay because it wasn't for like the mega draft title or anything.
I'd love to talk to you real quick about your because you had a Garuda companion mega draft in the last mega draft, and I
Yeah.
thought that was such a cool deck. What made you want to go all in on the Garuda companion? Because that's not one that I would just say, yeah, I'm going Garuda. Like what made you want to companion this?
Yeah. So I got it early. So it was pack two, pick one. My pack one was like pretty even heavy. So I was, already like I wasn't gonna have to throw out that many cards. And I think companions are pretty busted, like most of them.
Yeah.
If you can do it. And so I felt like with Mega Draft, you have tons of packs. Have it already. I think I can just go all in on this, and I like it really showed its power. I lost in round two to a deck that like was very clearly able to um, take advantage of some of my main deck awkwardness. Like it
Yeah.
was Raf's green blue green tempo deck, you
Mhm.
know, um, and felt like it had some close games there, but also some of that he just ran away with his own bomb, of
Yeah.
course, the Sky Strike.
Sky Strike,
Um,
and then he had this the C double two. He made his own Garuda at one point.
oh yeah, that was brutal. Yeah, made a copy of my Garuda and then used that copy to fight to like
Yeah.
bite
Fight.
my
Oh, stop hitting yourself like internalized. Wow.
exactly.
That was a really cool
Uh,
deck though. Like you don't see a lot of people like going too crazy in the mega draft with their decks, and that was when I first saw that build because I was doing commentary on that. I was really impressed and just kind of blown away. I was like, I want to watch this deck. I'm glad I got to see at least a little bit of it.
Yeah, and I'll
It-
talk about some of like my thinking. Like once I have the Garuda, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to do this. Like I'm basically looking for cheap, like cheap cards, cheap interaction, and ramp. And the
uh-huh.
one thing that I missed on in that draft was ramp, because I think the best Garuda decks are playing, some sort of classic common green 2 drop on 2,
Yeah.
getting to 4, and then from there, sort of like not falling behind.
Yep.
Um, so I had a lot of interaction. My curve was very low, and then obviously I had just Garuda always in my hand as a 6/9 drop with the tax.
Yeah. So cool. What a fun card. And what a cool deck. If you guys haven't checked it out, go check out Jordan's deck that he drafted in the mega draft. So cool. Kevin I. Kaneen 1993 would like to know, can you give him any good tips on how to be a better drafter?
Yeah, I think the one thing that I would just always recommend to people like in the dark,
Oh,
not knowing uh, him all that well is that you just watch great drafters. There are tons of them on Twitch or on, our server,
who's
on
your
the league
favorite?
server.
Who does Jordan watch for drafting advice?
I would recommend Alex Nikolic, Corey calls.
Okay.
That is, him and, I sort of, when I started playing Magic, when in Kaladesh, I eventually got onto like the Lords of Limited and like that sort of community. And he sort of like was also part of that and then became his own, very successful content creator. but I think he's really good communicator, and very, very good at Magic. Just full stop.
Yeah, very, very good. Yeah, he got on the show because he was such a good drafter, right? That's when he was always helping them out, and that's kind of how he got in the Lords Limited, and now he's his own. He has his own rankings on 17 lands now, and I follow those more than the other guys.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that there are tons of people of all styles drafting on as content creators, and even if like someone is not necessarily like the best in terms of like win rate, there are lots of examples of people who draft off the beaten path. They're like that, and I think that's also kind of valuable to see, just so you can also kind of like recognize the situations, like when you open a Garuda, to be like, I'm going to go down this road, even though it's a little unique, because I know this is possible.
I've been watching you in limited hot dogging, and I'm waiting for you to break the caves deck wide open. I know you can do it.
I posted a 2-1, but I think that's as good as it's gonna get.
I want to see the caves. It's the one archetype that's like doesn't exist, is the cave. And I've got that stupid, cave in card. I keep on thinking like maybe I bring it in. I don't know, because I've got so many caves at this point. But I just can't bring myself to do it.
Yeah, I do think that card is, you want to kind of start with that and then sort of go from there and get the other payoffs. But it's just not like, if you want to draft off the like beaten path, everyone's drafting like Jeskai, Artifact, aggro. I think the Descend decks are pretty good, actually. I think if you kind of build your deck around all the creatures that like mill, like the 1/1 Death Toucher, like the 3/4 Spider, like you can turn on some of these really powerful Descend payoffs, as well as just sort of like dump a bunch of cards in your graveyard to then rebuy with various effects.
Oh man, I'm gonna real quick shout out one to Joaquin. Diabolic Machine, I think is their name. Played them, and they had what seemed like an amazing Descend deck earlier today. Just playing some practice games in the league where they were descending consistently and very fast, and it was kind of blowing my mind. And Sawyer, he did this move to me. This was so talk about a beat I'm still kind of salty about because it was so good. 3-mana discard the dinosaur that deals 3 to something, and then like next turn it was like, oh yeah, get it back from the graveyard to the battlefield. It explores twice. So stupid. Yeah. Oh my god, it's so stupid. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you could do in this set if you I think this is a fun one. Like I said last week, it's complicated, but there's a lot of stuff going on. You can do some really fun and neat stuff in this format.
I also think sealed might be better than draft, because I think draft is like, it's very fast.
Yeah, I think you're right. Sealed, it's going to slow down a little bit in sealed, and you're going to have more time to do some of these more fun and more time consuming strategies. Well, before we let you go, Jordan, we got to get to Steve Stumper.
Steve Stumpers.
I'm just a puzzle guy.
Steve has a good one for you, and I want to know, boy, Jordan, can Steve stump the Jordan JM Tron? Let's find out. Ashnod has an Urza's Mine, an Urza's Power Plant, and a Sakashima the Imposter, which is a copy of Urza's Tower, except its name is still Sakashima the Imposter. She does not control a separate Urza's Tower. How much mana does Urza's Mine tap for?
Yeah, I appreciate this question obviously going off of my username. Although I will say it has nothing to do with Magic, Tron lands. It's a reference to an old Flash game that was called BM Tron. It was like light bikes from the movie, and it's my initials.
Here I was like scratching my head, being like, I don't think any of these cards have anything to do with Jordan. I don't get this one. And no, yeah, your name's JM Tron. Duh, you gave me a Tron question.
Yeah. I guess I haven't noticed his other questions being related to the.
He's usually really good about finding a specific card or thing about that person and making his question about him. Steve's wonderful.
Yeah, no, it's great. I'll try to look for that in the future. But okay, so I made sure not to look up anything beforehand.
Oh, I love it.
So don't take what I'm about to say as fact, although I'll try to say it confidently. But so I think it's going to tap for 2 still. And my intuition behind that is that when things reference card names, it's not exactly the card title. It's more like the card object. And so even though it's like the title of the card is Sakashima's whatever, it's a copy of this land that the other 2 carry about. And that's more important. But, I'm not 100% on that, but I feel like there are situations where, like, let's say a card steals an ability of something, and that ability references the card's name. Like, that ability will still function, even though the thing that stole it, like, doesn't have like that same title. So that's my answer. I'm sticking to it until Steve tells me otherwise.
Well, ding, ding, ding. We have a winner, and there is a reason for it, and maybe it'll clear. Steve's answer will clear it all up for you a little bit. Urza's Mind does tap for 2 mana. Urza's Mind cares that you have a land that has the subtype Urza's and Tower, not whether you control a
subtype.
Permanent.
Okay.
Yeah, so because it has the subtype Urza's Tower, not necessarily the name. So Sakashima, unusual name, does not prevent you from upgrading the mine. It still works. You get your mana.
Okay, so I'm gonna, dock myself some points for not having the correct reasoning and getting the 50. Getting the 50-50 was.
It is interesting because, like, I wouldn't even think that it takes the subtypes on, and that you look at the lands he posted. Yeah, they all have those subtypes in there, so it's like it's a weird corner case.
I mean, there's tons of weird corner cases. I mean, I do watch a little bit of like Constructed and, things like Alpine Moon and Blood Moon killing Urza Saga completely rather than making it a mountain. Like, all these things are wild to me.
The Blood Moon and exactly, Alpine Moon, they do some real weird stuff that is not intuitive at all. Oh boy, Steve, you bust out one of those when you find someone you don't like coming on the show. Those are rough. Well, Jordan, that's it. I got to thank you so much for coming on the show. And again, congratulate you on your league win. It's so nice to see it. What happened to, one, you're a great player, but you're also like one of the nicest guys around. So so happy for you to get that second league win.
Oh, thank you. I hope to be, back again and somewhat soonish. We'll see.
Somewhat. I mean, I can ask you on without when you don't win too. I'm sure people would love to hear from you. But I figure you win so much, you earn your way on all the time. It's what you do.
No, now it's only going to be if I win the Player of the Year. That's the
year. That's even tougher. That's even tougher. All right, Jordan. Well, I wish you luck in Lost Caverns of Ixalan. Can't wait to see how you do, but I think we all know you're going to do very, very well. And I can't wait to see what you build out there. Good luck out there.
Same to you.
Love talking to Jordan. Love his answers. Love his Mana Tithe question. I agree with him. And I mean, what a smart guy. And he's you get his streamer, his pick of streamer, right? Go check them out and catch Jordan's games. Jordan streams a lot. He's currently 4-0, so he hadn't played when I recorded and talked to him. And he's going on a tear. He said he liked his deck, and it looks like it's playing out. Like you gotta get lucky to get one on Jordan, man. Get lucky and play well. I don't know what my record is against him, and I don't want to know. But so awesome to have him on. He doesn't come on a lot, but maybe he should. Maybe I'll invite him on more. I thought I had an agreement, a when you come on agreement, but maybe I was only half of us thought that was actually there. And we're getting ready for week 2. Follow your path. You're either going to be opening up some more packs, some more power, or you're going to be winning games and trying to push this as far as you can. If you got a win streak, keep it going. If you got a losing streak, try to turn it around. Now's the time, right? Rebuild your deck, play some practice games. Practice games help a lot. And I don't do that enough myself. But get out there and play practice games. Learn your deck and see what other people are playing. Learn how to play around things. Learn when, play a game, be like, oh, I lost because I didn't hold this up, or I cast this removal spell too early. Now I know next time maybe I shouldn't do that, or maybe I'll know, oh, I do need to kill that 2-drop because once they do this and that, then that thing gets out of control. Play your practice games, learn the format, have fun, and keep a good 7, right? You gotta keep a good 7. I got to keep a couple good 7s this week, and I got to keep a couple bad 7s this week, because sometimes you do. Sometimes you keep a bad 7, you go to 6. Oh, I don't like the 6. You go to 5, and you go, I'm not going to 4. We're running with 5. and I hope the shuffler's in your favor, because if it is, man, that explore mechanic, I love drawing that land, but I feel like I'm drawing a land like 75% of the time. What's going on with that? Anyone else notice that? I feel like Explorer's always hitting lands. Which, again, I don't hate, but I don't know. Well, why there's so many lands in my deck? Why does this always seem to happen? The shuffler needs to be in your favor, so you get that counter on your creature when you want it. You draw that land when you want it, and you hit your 2 to 3 colors on time. Maybe you're playing 4 or 5 colors, and ooh, I hope you are, because that sounds a little spicy, and you know I like the spice. Hope everyone is having a great holiday season, and hope everyone's having fun. Get ready for week 2 of Caverns, Lost Caverns of Ixalan. You know, last week, I don't think I ever called it Lost Caverns, just called it Caverns the whole time. I'm too cool. I'm too cool for that, to call it Lost Caverns. Everyone, get ready, build your decks, and I'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.